Hello everyone, welcome to 1.11, Evaluate Numerical Expressions. We know a numerical expression is just basically a math problem. That's what an expression is, okay? Expression is the problem, okay? The essential question, in what order must operations be evaluated to find the solution to the problem? So today what we're going to talk about really is order of operations. So the key words is evaluate, which is to find the value, or to solve. That's what it is really. To evaluate is to solve, and you can just write solve if you want. Order of operations, that tells you the order to evaluate or solve an expression or problem. So you can just write, tells you the order to solve a problem. Okay? With order of operations, okay, we've seen this, or we might not have seen this before, but order of operations is known as Pemdas. Some teachers might give you a cute saying, such as, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." If that helps you remember it, that is totally fine. But Pemdas stands for parentheses, okay, which is these. Exponents, which, if we were to see an exponent, it would look like this, okay. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, and that would be the example of an exponent. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger so you guys can see that. Change that to red, and change that to 18. Okay, so that would be an exponent. Multiplication or division. Okay, we know what those look like. Addition or subtraction. Now, I put those together for a reason. In Pemdas, you see that addition comes before subtraction and multiplication comes before division. That is not the case. So Pemdas is a cute acronym, but it's wrong in the fact that it doesn't matter with these two and these two. The order, whichever comes first, is the one that you're going to solve. Okay? I'm going to show you that again in the rules. So Pemdas is simply this. The first step is you got to solve what's in the parentheses first. So that would be an example. And you need to write all this down. Okay? There's a lot of writing today, but this is a very important mathematical concept, and once you understand it, it will make your life a lot easier, I promise. So the first step is solve what's in the parentheses first. So like 5 plus 4, if that's in the parentheses, that should be solved first. The next step is solve any number with an exponent. We won't really be practicing that today, but I wanted you to know about it, okay, because that's a very important rule. So like 10 to the 5th power is an example of a number with an exponent. It might not be a 10. It might be, 3 to the 2nd power or 7 to the 4th power. You still have to solve that after the parentheses. Okay? And if there's no parentheses, that's the first thing you solve. The third step is to multiply or divide left from right, whichever comes first. So like in this example, 15 divided by 3 times 2, you have to divide the number first, then multiply, because that's the first. The division sign comes before the multiplication sign if you're going left to right, okay? And that's the same with adding and subtracting. Add or subtract left from right, whichever comes first, okay? So left to right is what it is, not left from right. It should be left to right. Sorry about that. Let me change that. Left to right, whichever comes first, not left from right. That's the typo. So multiply or divide left to right, whichever comes first. Add or subtract left to right, whichever comes first. So in this example, 5 minus 3 plus 1, you're going to subtract the 3 from 5 first, then add 1. So 5 minus 3 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And this one, 15 divided by 3 is 5, times 2 is 10. So it's not that addition comes before subtraction or multiplication comes before division. It's whichever one comes first in the problem when you're going left to right. All right, I'm going to pause this so you can write the rules. Go ahead and do that now. Okay? And hopefully you've already written all of this up top. Okay? If you need to see it, okay, you can pause here. Pause here. All right. And now let's get to example 1. I'm going to move this down so we can see it together. Example 1 says evaluate. Move that down too. 3 times 4 plus 3 times 2. So we got to get our Pemdas on. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to write it right on this. Okay? So we have to evaluate. 3 times 4 and 3 times 2. That needs to come first. Okay? So 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6. And now we bring down the addition sign, and we add. 12 plus 6 equals 18. That's our answer. Once again, you have to do whatever comes first. Multiplication would come before addition. If we look up at the rules, see if we can, no, we can't scroll up. Okay, but if you go to your rules, okay, multiplication would come before addition, okay, and division. Multiplication and division come before addition and subtraction. Okay, so we got to do this first, since this is the first property is the multiplication, and then we add after, and that's how we get that answer. All right, let's go to the second example. 15 divided by 13 minus 8. So 15 divided by 13 minus 8. Well, the first rule is to solve what's in the parentheses first. And if we see what's in the parentheses, it's 13 minus 8. So we need to solve that first. And 13 minus 8 is 5. So bring down the 15 and the division sign. And now we divide 15 divided by 5, which is 3. Okay? Simple enough, right? You really just have to look, okay, and see, parentheses come first, then exponents, then multiplication or division, whichever is furthest to the left, then addition or subtraction, whichever is furthest to the left. Okay? That's how you do that. And if you have questions on this, please ask tomorrow. All right, let's get to the word problem. This is going to be a little bit of lesson 10 combined with lesson 11, okay? So you'll see what I mean. Let's go ahead and get to it. Each batch of granola Lena makes uses three cups, I'm going to circle that, 3 cups of oats, 1 cup of raisins, and 2 cups of nuts. If she wants to make 5 batches, how many cups of ingredients will she need in all? Okay, I think that in all is very important, so I'm going to underline that. All right, well, let's take a look. We know that she adds 3 cups of oats, 1 cup of raisins, and 2 cups of nuts to make her batch. So this would equal 1 batch. But how many times is she making her batch? 5 times. So we need to write the equation. I think that for some of you is the hardest part. But you have to read carefully. If we look at it, she's using 3, 1, and 2 together to make this batch. And how many batches is she going to make? 5. That's why you got to multiply by 5. Because these 3 numbers are going to be multiplied by 5 because she's making 5 batches. Okay, these 3 numbers only make 1 batch. You got to multiply by 5 to get the answer that you want. So, first step is solve what's in the parentheses first. 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So 6 is here, and we bring down the 5 and the multiplication sign. And 5 times 6 is 30. 30 is our answer. She will make 30, or she will need 30 cups of ingredients to make 5 batches. Okay? Lesson 10 was looking at a problem and finding out what expression are you going to need. So this should not come as a surprise. And you want to put this in parentheses because you have to add the ingredients first before you multiply. So if you did not have the parentheses, if you erased the parentheses, like let's just say I don't have these, it would be a different answer. It would be 5 times 3, which is 15, plus 1, which is 16, plus 2, which is 18. You can see that's not the right answer. So you have to make sure this is in parentheses, okay? Because that equals 1 batch, okay? 3 plus 1 plus 2 equals 1 batch of nuts. So you got to find out, okay, how much is 1 batch of nuts? How many ingredients is it? 6? Okay, I'm making 5 batches, so I got to take that 6 and multiply it by 5. If this is confusing and you don't understand this, you need to write down your questions right now. This should be a good time to write down questions. But I think I've explained it thoroughly enough, so let's go to example number 4. Remember, I might not always tell you to pause, but once you see the example, you can go ahead and pause. So if you need to pause this right now, go ahead and do so. Number 4 is a little bit different. It's telling you to rewrite the expression with parentheses to equal the given value. So the value that they give us is 11. And we need to rewrite this equation so that it equals 11. And it says so basically what's asking is, hey, put parentheses in there so that it equals 11. So let's go ahead and try that out. I have 3 times 4 minus 1 plus 2. Right now this would not equal 11. This would be 12 minus 1, which is 11, plus 2 is 13. So I know I can't really put my parentheses here, because I was already doing that first anyways. That would be 12 minus 1, which is 11, plus 2 is 13. So parentheses can't go there. Let's see if the parentheses can go here. 3 times 4 would be, oh, we got to solve in here first, right? Sorry, I almost forgot PEMDAS myself. Solve in the parentheses. 1 plus 2 is 3. Then we got to solve right here. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 3 equals 9. That does not work because our value is 11. So let's see where else we could put the parentheses. How about here and here? Let's try it. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we got 3 times 3 plus 2. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 equals 11. There we go. So our parentheses would have to go right here, or right in the middle. Thank you very much for watching. If you have questions, let me know. You will be practicing examples of all 4 of these problems that I showed you today. Okay, just remember PEMDAS, parentheses, then exponents, that's an exponent right there, multiplication or division, whichever comes first, and addition or subtraction, whichever comes first. Okay? Thanks for watching, and have a good one.